Good morning, peoples. Let's jump in here on AETF and UMAX that I think is a sleeper. And that sleeper is AMDY, and the underlying is AMD. So this is about 3 weeks old, this with a cup and handle. Um, so I base this on a few things. One of the things is I use various sheets for myself, precious metals miners, income funds. I have categories I can sort by yield max, round hill, all funds, Neos, amplify, granite, curve, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I think there's about 130 or 40 income funds. And then there are some non-income funds that are commodity oriented. Um, but I did a search on YieldMax the other day, and I just listed it in alphabetical, and I scanned. I can filter any one of these things, and I started looking. One of the things that I like to identify is when a stock's been high, it's come down, but now it's turning around. So you don't want something just going down saying, well, I'm going to buy it low, it's going to go up. What makes you think it's going to go up? So I did further research. I'm already aware that the SMH, the semiconductor index, is kind of leading tech back up. Now, more the question, can I come out here and say, buy AMD, don't look at it, don't worry about it, it's going to do great? No. I could tell you that about GDXY over the next several years, 2, 3, 5 years. But I can't necessarily with AMD. Why? I like AMD as a chip company. I like what they're doing in the data centers. I like their retail aspect. There's a lot of good things about AMD. It's been beat up, it's been beaten down. So, can it recover its glory? A little bit like Coney. I think so. There's some parallels. Here's Coney. Look at Coney stats 3 month yield. 2654, 6 month yield 3544, 9262 on its 12-month yield. So it's starting to get back to where it came from. NAV on Coney. We all know Coney's doing well. You want to be in Coney now of the cryptos. And I like AMD among the chips. I mean, do you go buy Chippy? Yeah, you could, but it could be late in the tooth. But I think AMD still got gas. So looking at it that way, I got a lot more to show you. Let's just scroll back and look. It's a 779 on the current price. So where was it 3 months ago? $7. I didn't pull the chart up to see exactly when it bottomed, but you can see 12 months ago it was almost $18. So it more than got cut in half. That's not positive. But I'd much rather go into this. I've already bought some at 779 and get a nice payout. Wait till I show you what it's sitting on in terms of cash. So I don't just do one look at it and say, oh, maybe. I'll show you 3 or 4 things that I think it's irresistible for a 30, 60-day ownership and then let it play out, right? So anybody who's not comfortable with buying something and saying, well, I'm just going to hold it for a year and find out what it does, I don't operate like that. Okay. But you can. I still think it's a reasonable company, but let's see, what's the stock market going to do? Which way is it going to drag us, right? How's it going to do in the commodity super cycle? Well, we know AI is prevalent. So in the retail market space, AMD is a leader in AI for personal use and small business use and for the data center use. So if you like SMCY, you like some of those around hardware, you like NVIDIA, they're kind of the king of AI in the hardware space. Well, AMD is a second tier, but not by far, quite honestly. It's a terrific company, well run, well managed, everything good about it. Who do they all have in common that they utilize? TSMC, right? They all get that 92% of the world's smallest, fastest, highest productivity nano chips are made by TMSC. So AMD is out there utilizing those as well. All right, so let's look across. Remember I was talking to you about that? So I track dividends across all these. I'm trying to automate some of this. I've been working with AI and pulling stuff. I've had some success, 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. So it's been taking a lot of my time to automate this stuff. And like I said, some of it works really well, some of it doesn't work that well. But look at some of these. Here's AMD with its, going back to November, $1.1244, $1.41, $1.67, $1.37, $1.10, 51, 90, 73, 43, 92, 92. So it's been capable at higher prices of being a good payer, right? 81, 92, there's a 30, 34, 38, 27, 33. This is more, what have you been for me lately, right? So from December on of last year through the last 7 months, 30 cents, 34, 38, 27, 33, 42, 46. Let's see what else. And that's it. We haven't declared. But now I'm going to remove this. I do a lot of work with this, so I'll keep you guys and I'll use that for some of my videos in the future. This cup and handle, I love chart patterns. They give you a high probability. Well, being 3 weeks old, this thing is already, we're at 134.8. I'm going to run you through the weeklies, the synthetics, where we stand. I did a complete analysis of AMD. So I want you to feel comfortable in what it's doing. Nobody's reporting on it daily, but I've caught up with it. I've ran all the actives for 2.5 months. I've run the synthetics. I know where it sets on cash. Okay, what it could pay. It's in Group C, so that income from that group started on 6/23 and finishes the Friday of 7/18. Well, guess where they're loaded with big money on their only synthetic expires on 7/18. So they got to roll that. So it has to happen in this pay period to be then paid. Okay, so we're in pretty good shape. So it'll be what, 725. I'll have to look up Group C. So I got a few different charts for you. This one doesn't tell us everything. I use these sometimes. Here's AMD in black. All right. So it runs up last year into February nicely, right? Only on a percentage. When you do a comparison, they don't show you prices because how can they? This is a $10 stock, $7 to $10 stock, and this is $130 to $150 stock. So none of the comparison kinds of things, they show you percentages. And again, you're never going to catch up. But hey, this is the fun launch for AMD, moving up, okay? Then while this was still going up, it was trending sideways. That's all right. It's paying you good money at that time. Now, what do? We go down and we match. This is almost match for match going down. Now, we don't turn up aggressive when this thing goes from down 30% to up 25%. When it makes a 55% move in 2 months, you're not going to capture that, okay? But you did capture 15%. But now it's building up cash. So this is a more SMH. What is the SMH? Van Eck Semiconductor Index. So it's got a whole bunch of semiconductors. I could have put NVIDIA on here and a bunch of other ones. I'll just leave it for you guys to get the gist of it. This is, AMD tracking to what all the semiconductors as an index are, the bigger semiconductors. So it's right there performing, bottomed almost the exact same time, fell off here a little faster, right? This was trending down a little more aggressive than this was, but they both bottomed about the same time, and it's risen in a parallel pattern. So how goes the semis goes this. So I have to ask you if you're bullish. That's why I say I might only own it 60 days or 90 days. I'll have to just kind of watch it. I'm not going to day trade it. If I was going to do that, I'd do it on AMD or I'd do it on the semis. All right. So what else did I have? This is all the stuff that you're familiar with that I do when I do my daily stuff. And apologize, I haven't been doing a lot of it, guys. I gathered all the Misty data. I've been building out my database. I've been working with AI. I've been doing an awful lot of things to get my stuff so that I don't have to spend the amount of hours I was spending doing all of my analysis. So far, it's okay. All right. Yesterday, when I ran this on the 7-7 holdings, we were at $1.63. So when the fund went down a little bit, it dropped. But I'm not too worried about that. What did it do? It went down 2.36. It went to 134.8. So we're 35 minutes from market open. Let's see what happens today. AMD went down 1.77. You like that. You always like it when you go down less. The big moves up, we also can't move at that pace. So how's that set? Take a look at this, guys. This paid, what did I say? 46 cents in June. We got a July payment coming up. It's setting on $1.44 in paper value. And yesterday it was $1.63. What have we lost during this cycle? So for the 2+ weeks, this will be the third week coming up. We've had book losses of 20 cents. But active this week, we're trading at 134. If we stay below 141 and 144, we've already captured 5 of 878, 1 million of this amount. Why did that? That's weird. Oh, okay. So we're capturing 1 million of the 1.6. But that came out weird. Maybe it's not utilizing this number here. M25. Yeah, something's wrong with that. But this is pretty accurate. So we sold it for, this is correct. We sold this for $1.57. It's only 28 cents. So I don't know why this number is the way it is. 24. Let's see if I can get it to reflect better. No. Okay. So we should collect all of the premium on that. This premium is accurate in this premium. So we have 1.74 in total that if we don't go above 141, we win all that 1.7. We're going to lose, okay, this amount, this 500. We're not, unless we go up here. If we go up here, we blow by these. Even if we go up here, we're going to make a lot more money on the synthetic. The synthetic's going to be over $2 a share as we even get close to this 141. So it's a win-win, and then there's only one more week in the trading cycle, guys. So this is setting really good, really, really good. So are they going to pay $1? Well, if this goes to $2, they could well pay us $1, $1.20. And remember, we have next week. They probably won't roll this Friday. They could. That would be about the earliest I see it, especially if it trends down a little bit. You don't want to start losing this cash. Like I said, it was $1.63 yesterday. I haven't checked the pre-market to see. But that's what I got for you guys. I think that AMD is a sleeper here, right? Who cares about the cash? You just really care about the one synthetic play. We could buy this back for 10 cents. It's a 110 put with 8 trading days to go, and we're currently at 134. So this is going to stay worthless. This doesn't have a lot of theta. This doesn't have a lot of time premium, right? Extrinsic value left in it at 110. So at 110, it should be 24.80 if it's just pure over. And so they're giving us another 30 cents with the 8 days. So not a lot. So um, I would take it off the table at the end of this week. And then I'd be sitting on that cash and I'll be watching for that, guys. So that's my plan. Why not get in a fund that's $7? I can possibly get a dollar 20 payment. Again, these are unpredictable, but knowing that they got that book cash and they haven't really lost anything over here, right? If anything, they gained 6 cents this week and they've only lost 20 cents altogether. So we're well over $1. And if we bump up to 135, 138, 140, this thing will be $1.70 or more, $1.80, maybe even $1.90. All right, guys, that's what I got for you on AMD. Always looking at these funds. I'll call out a bad one and I'll tell you when I think there's an opportunity in something. I know a lot of you in the past have told me, hey, Bruce, look at Carvani. That looks great. Hey, look at Hui, that looks great. When I see those and people tell me that, and I've said this before, so I'm just going to recap. They're flying, they're paying a lot, but I don't know what kind of investor you are. I could go over there and just get a couple payouts and sell it because I don't believe in it long term. So I tend to tell you how I analyze the stock. I've gotten a little bit of good feedback. I said, hey, Robinhood, what's it got for intellectual property? What can it do that some other banker, some other guy with money can't just go start a phone friendly app that does trading? Okay. And that's essentially what it is. It's a commodity. So people say, well, they're going to do this and they're going to, and with crypto and I don't know. I don't see anything that they can do that somebody else can't do. So it's doing really good right now, and that's great. But do you want to dive into Misty at 45? Even though Misty's a great goat and it's, held its at least opening price. You do not want to buy something when it's doubled or tripled and it's about to pull back 50 or 60%, even if it's going to go up, a la Tesla, right? I've told that story I don't know how many times. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go now. I got to get ready for the market. So AMD, I like it. I told you why. I told you what you could possibly get paid, and I'll be watching it. Again, this is not financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own due diligence. All right, guys, have a great one. See you. Bye for now.